Why, yeah.
Hey there! So, as some of you know, this past year I started this group called Students for Sensible Drug Policy, an international grassroots organization focused on drug policy, education, and reform. Now, drug policy involves a lot of things, such as our country's legal drinking age, the type of drug education programs that we have, pre-employment drug testing, and the types of available drug treatment. But as you probably know, the biggest drug policy issue facing us today is the legalization of marijuana, which is exactly what I'm trying to do. What? Frances, but you seem like such a good girl, is the first reaction that I get when I tell people that this is what I do. And that's probably because when people think of legalization, they think drugs everywhere. It's going to be available in every gas station, in every supermarket, in the mall. But that's not really the case. You see, what most people don't realize is drugs already are everywhere. The rate of marijuana use amongst adolescents is a lot higher today than it was 40 years ago, while alcohol and tobacco use are on the decline. A recent New York Times article estimated that 1 in 15 high school students currently smokes marijuana on a near daily basis. How is it possible? The answer is simple. The United States rationale behind making marijuana and any other type of drug illegal is obvious. The goals are 1, to reduce drug use, 2, to reduce the number of new users, and 3, to reduce the overall cost of drug abuse to individuals and to society. Oh, and to protect the kids. But just because it's illegal, it doesn't mean that it's not around. When it's not written into law, it means that it's not being regulated, and we're not creating rules for its existence in our society. Like I said, drugs already are everywhere. We just don't see it because when it's illegal, it gets moved to an underground criminal market. Because marijuana is illegal, kids are purchasing from their friends and strangers, who frankly don't care if your kid is 15 or 10 years old. Drug dealers don't check ID. Duh! If it were legalized, as in regulated, your kids probably couldn't get their hands on it unless they were 18 or 21. I guess, but kids still drink when they're under the age limit and alcohol is legalized. Well, yeah, but that's because they're often using illegal means to get it. You know, asking an older friend to buy it, using a fake ID, which boils back down to the basic idea that the best way at preventing and reducing drug use is not just making drugs illegal. Which also explains why a just say no drug education has proved to be largely ineffective. Especially when you have our culture, our society, and our media glamorizing alcohol use, cigarette use, and marijuana use. Alcohol is linked to sex, cigarette use is considered classy, and weed makes you lifted. And if this is the media holding these drugs out in front of you, and I'm the government, this is basically what our country is doing with our drug policy. Nope. Can't have it. Still can't have it. Yeah, it's right there, but no. That's the message we're giving our kids. And there have got to be better ways at preventing and reducing drug use than that. And that way is through drug education and drug treatment. If we had an open and honest drug education, we could talk to kids honestly about the harmful effects of drug use without solely relying on scare tactics. And better drug treatment is necessary because a drug addict is not going to get better if you lock them up in jail for 10 years. Duh! But as long as drugs of any kind are illegal, stigmatized, or anyone who uses them are considered morally weak, we can't talk about it. We can't develop adequate drug education or drug treatment as long as drugs are illegal, because we're not allowed to do research on it. So to sum up and make sure that you really got it, 1. Our drug policy is ineffective at preventing and reducing drug use. 2. The best way to prevent and reduce drug use is through drug education and drug treatment. 3. We can't develop adequate drug education or drug treatment unless drugs are legal, we can do research and have an open and honest discussion about it. Well, that's the end, guys. I hope you understand a little bit more about what I'm trying to do and that you get a general sense that our drug policy affects all of us, even if we're not drug users, and that the legalization of marijuana is just one part of the whole picture. I'll see you next time, guys. Stay sensible.